Hello to all you Capricorns out there. This is your yearly forecast for 2022. There's a bunch of things happening and let's break this down. In general, of course, for the Capricorns, I will be talking about the Venus and the Mars retrograde, Jupiter-Neptune conjunction, Jupiter in Aries, and the shifts of the nodes as well. Maybe a little bit about Pluto, Neptune, and Saturn and Uranus, but to a lesser extent. Let's break this down. And firstly, it's a lot about you. We start off the year, of course, with a lot of Capricornian energy, but there's a Venus retrograde in your sign. Wow. Capricorns, this is important. This is important because it's going to put the flavor of the rest of the year. So, and this is already starting in December of 2021. So when Venus is going to enter your sign, it's also going to retrograde there. Venus is in a sign like 4 weeks, something like that, and now it's going to be there for December, January, February, that pocket of time. So the first 2 months of the year of 2022, you're going to have that Venus in your sign. And it's not just Venus there, it's also Venus with Pluto. So that means an all or nothing. It's an all or nothing attitude. It's all in, all out. And it's also with Mars. So you're going to have the conjunction as well of Venus and Mars together, which is very passionate energy, and conjuncting Pluto. You are going to have charisma, my goodness me, it's going to be off the charts, and especially when you have planets around 25 degrees of Capricorn. So all Capricorns will feel it. They are going to be very magnetic attractive. So make sure that what you exude, that is following your integrity, because it can really change your life. I'll talk about it in a minute. But first of all, so every Capricorn will feel it, but the ones who have a around 25 degree of Capricorn, like the sun there or the moon or an ascendant, will feel it the most. And these are the Capricorns born in around and about the 13th, 14th, 15th, certainly 16th of January, 17th, 18th, 19th of January. So the later born Capricorns will feel it the most. And what is this all about? It's a total transformation. It's like a part of you is totally dying. It's you could say a part of you that no longer is, it's old fashioned, it's worn out, it's done. And it's up for some newness here. And the power is with you. So it's about relationships, of course, but it's about, first and foremost, it's about you. It's about getting in touch with your power again. And that could be because you feel powerless at first. So because of a situation, because of a relationship, maybe someone new comes into your life when you're single, or an old relationship, there's a bit of a crisis going on there, and it forces you to look at you. It forces you to balance your power again. So we all know that in relationships, the most healthy relationship is the 50-50, right? I put 50% of my energy in the relationship, the other person as well. There's no problem when it's like 49-51. No, there's a problem when you are putting like 90% and the other 10, or the other way around. Maybe you are putting 10% into the relationship and the other one is putting 90. Whatever it is, there's a restore of balance, but that doesn't go just like that. There could be things bubbling up. It's very, you could say, things that are under the carpet, you can't put them under the carpet anymore. It's a bit like that. You will have to be very honest with yourself first and foremost, and then the transformation comes in. But people say, yeah, honest with myself, yeah, easy peasy. It isn't. It is being very truthful to you, and then it still is a challenge, but it goes more fluently and easier. So the first 2 months set the tone of the whole year when it comes to you and other people. When it comes to who do you want to relate to, and that starts with the relationship with you, of course, but also the people that you're going to attract because of what you exude. And so you could be very, very knowing very well what you want. And yes, it's trying to be in control again. So maybe you felt out of control in a relationship or with yourself, and it's a way of getting into control again, for sure. But it's a bit of a little debt happening there, you know, on a figuratively level, because the old you, it's not working anymore. And it could mean, because of a connection as well, a starting of a new relationship or an ending of a new relationship. Both are very dynamic energies, profound, intense energies that put the tone for the rest of the year when it comes to your life path. So be wise with choosing people in your life, but choose for you first and foremost, of course. Then another thing that is going on is the Jupiter-Neptune conjunction in April, on the 12th of April, but the whole April you will feel it. Jupiter-Neptune in the third house, that's healing energy when it comes to your communication. So you could be hearing communication for someone and it kind of, huh? What is this? Or it could be, you know, you expressing yourself in a very compassionate way. That's the beauty of Jupiter-Neptune there. The pitfall is when you put someone on a pedestal, so don't do that. And but you're Capricorn, I mean, you're a very grounded person in general, so I think you will be fine. And Pisces energy goes very well with Capricorn energy, so I think you'll be fine. But you can expect some meaningfulness out of a certain communication that comes to you. And probably someone in the neighborhood or a sibling or just someone from abroad, that there is some sort of a piece of an information that was lacking and now you have it, and it kind of opens up the whole mind basically. Then you're going to have Jupiter shifting into Aries in your fourth house in the on the 11th of May up until the 29th of October. That is again very nice energy, although Jupiter squares up to your energy, but it's cardinal, it means it's very important. So opportunities here for improving literally your home, your house, like buying, selling, going towards a bigger house, Jupiter in the fourth. But also on if you say no, Villa, I don't, that's not my story, I'm not gonna move or buy or sell or whatever. It is your emotional well-being. Jupiter in the fourth house is very nice energy to have, to feel more secure within, to be your own parent, and to have that emotional security. That is lovely, especially for those Capricorns who had a lot of Pluto crossing their energy with Jupiter in the fourth house. It's really finding meaning at home, finding meaning in resting at home, recuperating, and all that kind of energy. Good stuff. Then the eclipses are shifting into, for you, a very nice house. And it's in a fellow earth sign from the beginning of the year. And the rest of the year, the North Node will shift into Taurus. So that's your fifth house. That's amazing for you. The eclipses are going to happen there. And that has to do with... and because it's a fellow earth sign, the eclipses tend to go a bit more positive for you. And that means going a bit more towards, from not listening to your friends that much, not listening to, trying to fit in so much, but doing your own thing. That's the fifth house, your own heart, following your own heart. It's the house of the heart chakra, the house of your creativity, of your... It's a lot about... putting the universe is demanding of you to put more energy into that, whether it is having more fun, doing things that are fun for you, doing I don't know, maybe learning something new, because it's in Gemini after all. Sorry, it's in Taurus. It's in Taurus, of course. So that could be learning courses of cooking, for instance. Taurus, having the North Node there. But also something unusual, because the North Node is going to conjoin with Uranus. So it could be doing astrology, you know, that's something unusual, but it grounds you. and that's the Taurian side of it. So putting focus on projects, on your own business, or developing a new business, putting a focus on children, a focus on your own expression, so to speak. So that is really, really nice energy, especially because it's in a fellow earth sign. I talked about Pluto in your sign. I talked about Neptune there as well. The Saturn-Uranus square, don't want to talk about this because you're not a fixed sign. And yes, this Saturn is still in your second house of money and value. So you're working hard for getting more value and getting more money. Keep on going. Be economical with your finances. Don't do crazy stuff. That's the same as last year. Particularly in October, don't do big, huge investments then in general, because then that Uranus-Saturn square is on again. And but other from that, I really like that energy. Oh yes, huge changes as well with the Mars retrograde. The Mars retrograde will be, I think, your cup of tea, because it's in an area of your life that has to do with work, your day-to-day routines, your health. And I think most Capricorns kind of appreciate that. And this is energy as from August up until, so August 2022 up until March 2023. Mars will be there. A lot of work can be done in that sixth house. Now, Mars in the sixth is very busy. It's the house of fixing problems. It's the house of career. And having Mars there can mean that you're going to have more activity there, that you're going to do a lot of work. You can do also a lot to improve your health. I know that Mars in the sixth is said to be, in general, to be a bit, you can have some troubles with health and so on. What I have seen with Mars in the sixth, if you are having a health problem, that is, if you're not having a health problem, it's probably mostly work or your routines. But if you're dealing with some issues there, Mars in the sixth house for such a long time can mean that you are doing more and exploring more and going more deep to find a solution. And it's in Gemini, so to be very much a bit of this and a bit of that, finding a bit of everywhere the information, doing some second opinions and so on. And finally, when Mars goes direct in the January of 2023, off you go and you have improved your situation. But it takes time. Mars is there for 7 months, so that is a long time where Mars will be able to improve situations, but it will do that through being very consistent in your day-to-day approach. So also when you are having a job that you don't like, take your time. You can change it. But don't do it too fast. So it will be with steps. The Mars retrograde, I've seen it many times when it's in work houses. There is an opportunity for change, absolutely. But it takes time. It takes time to prepare. And so again, when Mars is direct in January, you will see the first results of that. Having said that, I wish you a very, very good year, dear Capricorns. Thank you for listening and see you next month. Bye-bye.